Hi everyone, it's Eva Pietrzak here from Abundant Results Coaching, and today I'd love to talk to you about the concept of selling. Now, when you hear the word selling or a salesperson, do you have positive perception about it or do you have negative perception of it? I remember when I started my business and I had to learn to sell, it was a petrifying experience. In fact, when I went to my first training with my mentor, Bob Proctor, in Toronto, Canada, he said to us the first activity that we were meant to do is write down a list of 100 people we respect and they respect us, and then go out there and present our service to them. Now, I remember when I started doing that, I had very negative perception on selling. I didn't understand what selling is. And my experiences throughout my life were that majority of salespeople that I've met were just people who are nicely dressed and they had great persuasion skills and they knew how to get you buy something you didn't need. That's how I thought about selling. I really had negative and non-productive perception on selling. Now, if I kept going like this, I would never become good at my business because my business, just like every other business, depends on sales. In fact, one of my friendly sales coaches said that if 60% of your business is not spent on sales, then your business is dying. So if you're someone who is an entrepreneur and you want to get better with your business, with your revenues, if you're someone who is already in sales profession, you've got to really have positive perception on selling. Now, I want to say to you a couple of things in terms of what I've learned selling really is. And I tell you, my perception shifted completely 180 degrees, and it allowed me to create a very successful business. First of all, what I've learned is every single one of us is selling. You may not even be involved in business, you may not even be involved in sales profession, but you're still selling. What are you selling? We're selling three things. Every single day, we're selling an idea, product, or service. I'll give you an example of selling an idea. Let's say you're looking for a job. You're actually selling an idea of employing you to your future employer. Let's say you're inviting someone out on a day. You're selling someone on the idea of going out with you. Let's say, and then we have obviously our business activities. If you have kids, they're selling you on something every single day to buy them something or to allow them to do something. Selling is pretty much something that everybody does, but we may not understand that we're even doing it. Selling is leading someone on a path to agreement, and it's something that you do for a person rather than to a person. Now, the thing is that you may meet this type of salesperson and this type of salesperson. There's people who love people and use money, and there's people who love money and use people, right? You don't want to go the second direction because you're not going to end up too well. But if you understand how to sell properly and how to do it with integrity, then you will discover that it's actually a very joyous activity and you can serve a lot of people with what you've got, whether it's a service or a product. And I will tell you this, if you are an entrepreneur, if you're already in sales professional, and if you have any negative beliefs about selling as an activity or a salesperson or yourself as a salesperson, then you're not going to sell. And your revenues or your income and your salary are not going to grow. So you've got to have very healthy perception on selling. So what is selling for me right now? Service. Now, if I meet someone who is potential client and I know my process is not right for them, I'm never going to sell. I'm always doing it with integrity, and I have very good perception on selling. Now, what this has allowed me to do is turn my annual income into a monthly income doing what I love to do. And my business involves a lot of sales. Now, you may be watching this and you're like, oh my God, I'm not so good at selling. And I know I have a business and I want to grow it, or I'm a sales professional, or I just want to convince people to hire me, and I'm not doing so well. Well, I tell you this, there is a way to change it. And one of the things that I've learned from my mentor again is that sales is 5% of strategy, like the nitty gritty of what to do, what to say, and 95% of your mindset. What are your beliefs? What are your fixed opinions about sales and you as a salesperson? And what are your activities? Now, this is the mindset of a salesperson. And what I've actually decided to do, I will be doing a special workshop on the 20th of July for 2.5 hours, and I will teach you the mindset of a top salesperson. So, if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, or you're developing side business and you need to learn to sell, come along. If you're a sales professional who wants to up the game and you want to go to the top of your ranks and hit your targets, come along. If you're someone who wants to just be more able to sell yourself to a potential employer, like, sell your personality much better, then come along, because I promise you the tips that I'm going to be sharing will turn your game in sales around. So I'll pop a link under this video, and hope you will join me for that 2.5 hours of workshop. But in the meantime, I really want you to think, if you're involved in sales in any shape or form, what is your perception on selling? Do you have empowering or disempowering perception? And if you have any disempowering perception, you've got to change it like that, because I promise you, your income depends on it. So thank you so much for watching. Have a phenomenal week.